Hey, how's it going? Paul Mueller here. Today we're going to talk about fishing for smallmouth during the spawn phase. It's going to be a two-part video, and it's going to cover what to look for, what bait you need to use, and the equipment to help you catch more fish off their beds. There's a lot of lakes in the country that have smallmouth, and every lake is a little bit different. But one thing that I've noticed, that if a lake has pea gravel in it, and what I mean by pea gravel is kind of like a light colored, it's a little bit more coarse than sand. The smallmouth really prefer, especially where I'm from, the smallmouth prefer that pea gravel to spawn on. And a lot of it, some of it you can't see by looking at the bank, some of it you can. You could have a rocky shoreline that has a little bit of pea gravel or a deposit here or there, and they're gonna prefer that, you know. And if you can find that pea gravel next to a stump or a rock or a weed edge, that's a great place for a big smallmouth to put her bed. You know, so that's one little tip. I always look for that pea gravel. Got him. Oh man, good one. Nice smallie. I think I pegged her though. I don't think she's coming off. Oh, nice. Skinny fish though, but these are nice. These are quality smallmouth. And that ring crawl.
Okay, I'm going to show you why a good pair of polarized sunglasses is the most important tool when you're sight fishing. This is looking at the water with the naked eye, and what I'm going to put up against the camera is a copper lens from Numa Optics, and this is what I use in overcast conditions, kind of low light with a heavy glare. This is the lens I prefer. And you're going to see how this copper lens really brightens up what you're looking at. It cuts out the glare, and you can see that smallmouth on the bed there. What it's doing, is it locked on? Is it moving off? It's very critical that you see how a fish is positioned on the bed, especially when they're hard to catch, because you have to make precise presentations to get those fish to react. And with these Numa Optics, it gives me a clear advantage on catching even the toughest fish. Check them out at www.numaoptics.com.
Got her. That's a nice one too. Oh, nice fish. And that reins ring crawl. That just really irritates them when they're trying to guard their nest. It's a nice, smallie, skinny fish. Got her. Good one too. Finally, I just kept making that same cast. There's one spot, the bed was huge. Oh, that's a good one too. It's one spot she didn't want it. That's a nice smallie. That's a nice fish. Oh, that's a nice smallie. Nice big long smallie. And that fish was just mouthing it. And I just got her agitated and she finally hit it. But it was a big bed, and you kind of have to piece it apart. because sometimes if you fish it too fast and you're not thorough enough, it'll almost be like there's not a fish on there. You know, you can't really see the fish on the bed. It's too deep, like 6-7 foot bed. And so if you don't take the time to just pick it apart, you might miss this fish. So I found that one area and she bit it once, and that's my rule of thumb. If I get bit once, I'll just keep making that same cast, and I'll sit there and wait it out. And sometimes it'll take 20-30 minutes to get them to bite, but eventually you can get them to bite. And that fish was not going anywhere. And that's what's nice about having the braid. You get solid hook sets and the sensitivity too. That's a nice fish. Okay, let's talk about the setup that I use when I'm bed fishing. I'm using a Dobbin Savvy SS703SF. 7-foot, 3-power rod. A lot of backbone to this rod. You can make positive hook sets. Very light and well balanced, just like all the Dobbin's rods. Nice soft tip, very sensitive rod. Very versatile rod. This 703 never leaves my boat. No matter if I'm going down south, if I'm fishing up north, doesn't matter what time of the year, 703 is always in my boat. You can fish jigs with it, you can fish Senkos, Texas rigs, I even throw flukes on it. Just a very versatile rod. The line I'm using, brand new for this year, Gamma Torque. It's a braided line. Awesome stuff. Everything you want in a braid is right here. You know, it's round, it's smooth, it's gonna make longer casts, and it's very durable. You know, so just awesome, awesome stuff. But I'm using a fluorocarbon leader, 8 or 10 foot, Gamma Edge, 8-pound test. And what's nice about the Gamma Edge as a fluorocarbon leader is that it holds the knot longer than any other fluorocarbon I've ever used. Just awesome stuff, ultra durable, great line. I'm using a reins ring claw on a football head, 1/4 ounce, watermelon color. And what I do with the claws is I doctor them up a little bit. I take orange spike it and just dip the claws a little bit. What I've noticed with bright colors like orange or chartreuse, it's a threat to the nest, and you'll get those smallmouth to react a lot quicker by using that orange with that watermelon. Another thing that's nice that makes this bait effective when you're bed fishing is that the material floats, so that when this bait is at rest, the claws stick up like a crawfish in a defensive position. There's not another soft plastic on the market that I know that does that. Just an awesome setup. Check them out at www.reinsfishing.com.